Welcome to Chalant, a podcast for people who are absolutely excited about stuff and not at all afraid to show it. I am your host, Katie Ruby, and this week I am so chalant about Sheets Day. If you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen me put up on Thursday mornings. Happy Sheets Day to everybody who celebrates, right? I am a firm believer in clean sheets. Now, aside from the fact that there are no articles of clothing that you wear every single day for 8 hours a day for more than a week solid without washing, that the grossness factor of needing to change your sheets. Clean sheets is just one of those things that makes your entire life feel so much better. You feel like your bed is more comfortable, your pajamas fit better, you're going to sleep better that night. The smell is good. It makes you want to shower, and something about showering makes you just feel better as a person. Anyway, I just am a firm believer in the idea that if you can set yourself up with a weekly sheets day and stick to it, then you're going to be a happier person. I do mine on Thursdays. Join the Sheets Day revolution, and let's see who today's guest is. It's Cecilia, Cicone, and Jeff Pinyan.
Hello.
Say hi, guys.
Here we are.
Nice to meet you.
It's a twofer episode. Okay, so my friend Emily was on last week, and she was like, everything that you have picked has been something that you're kind of interested in. You should pick something you have absolutely no interest in and try to get somebody to convince you that it's a good time. And so we are today talking about the thing that I find the most appalling that people regularly claim to like. And I have put it out on Twitter all over the place that when people say, I like IPAs, I think they're lying. I don't know why they're lying, but here we are. So
hurts so good.
Really. I don't understand you people. Jeff and Cecilia are here to convince me to like IPAs. So I'm going to start with Jeff because he's been really quiet. Jeff, what made you, who hurt you? How did you end up in the IPA world?
So I got into beer in college, of course. I didn't like beer. All the beers that I tasted like I was already throwing up. So I just didn't drink beer.
That is such a good description of beer.
Well, I mean, it was Natty Light and Busch Light and Jenny Light and like beer pong beers. And I eventually was persuaded to play beer pong. And I said, use Killian's Irish Red and I will play. Which at the time, Killian's Irish Red was a better beer. So that was what actually got me drinking beer. And I went to school near Albany, New York, and early 2000s, craft beer was starting to be more popular and all that. So I would go and get sampler packs. And the thing that drew me to IPAs was not the piney, resiny flavor that they get a bad rap for. But all the variations, when I started learning about what hops actually give to beer, finding IPAs based on the hops that they use, led me to my absolute favorite IPA, which is called TropiCannon. It's a New England IPA, but it is heavy on the tropical flavors. And I don't think of it as the piney, resiny, traditional IPA that you detest.
Absolutely detest. It's the grossest thing in the entire world. All right, Cecilia, I'm trying so hard not to call you Cecilia because it's my favorite way to pronounce your name, and I'm sorry if I accidentally
and my name
do it.
really flows really well. Cecilia Cicone.
It would go so well.
So well.
You should be an opera singer. Sorry, go ahead.
So I'm from Delaware, and Delaware's home to one of the biggest, it's not really a craft brewery anymore, but Dogfish Head. And so it was just kind of in my blood to like craft beer. And similar to Jeff, when I started realizing that there were these subtle nuances in beers, I wanted to get to know what made that difference, how were they made. And with IPAs in particular, I didn't like them right away. I remember the very first IPA that I had, it was Brew Free or Die by 21st Amendment. And I thought something must have been wrong. It must have been bad. Something happened because there was surely no way that people would actually purchase this on purpose. And then a couple of months later, I was actually with my dad and he wanted to go to a brewery, and it was an IPA taster basically. and I had Oscar Blues Pale Ale, which is not an IPA, but it like burned my mouth. That piney, like just totally blew out my senses. And then I liked the other three. And so I started trying IPAs and actually looking at the ingredients and seeing, okay, what is it that I like and what is it that I don't like? And I ended up deciding that I don't like a specific type of hops that's called Cascade hops. And Cascade hops is this really piney, it's common in West Coast IPAs. So like Lagunitas, which is one that Jeff had mentioned potentially us trying. It's really common in those West Coast style IPAs, and yeah, I don't like those. But I discovered that I like the IPAs that tend to be maybe like some fruited elements, whether that's directly from the hops or because they added fruit in. And then probably about 5 years ago, there was just this huge wave of New England or hazy IPAs that just became much more popular. And they're so smooth and so delicious that, yeah, it just totally sold me on the whole type of beer.
Okay, so are we maybe in agreement in the understanding that West Coast IPAs might be the problem?
That's my opinion.
Probably.
The West Coast is trying to ruin everything. I mean, they're not pumping their own
Absolutely.
gas in Oregon. You don't have to disclose your witnesses in advance in a trial in Wisconsin, in Washington. It's
Aren't you
absurd.
from New Jersey?
Well, I was born there.
I'm from New Jersey. We don't pump our own gas in New Jersey. There's nothing wrong with that.
I do know that, actually. We went on vacation there because when you're from Indiana, during COVID, like the year after COVID, everything was still kind of iffy, you know? And we went to the Jersey shore for vacation, and everyone in Indiana was like, what? That's a normal East Coast vacation. But in Indiana,
Absolutely.
everybody was very confused. And then we tried to pump our own gas, and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
But those are I think the only two places. It's wild behavior. I used to handle claims on the West Coast, and they would be like, I got into a car accident. Someone needs to touch me with a crystal for 6 hours. What? I'm not paying for that. You're insane.
Love it.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. So here's where I start with the IPAs. Okay. Do you ever hear those things where people are like, Tuesday and 11:30 in the morning and something else, those are all the same, like they have the same vibe?
Mm-hmm.
Well, IPAs, I like a band you've never heard of. And gosh, I had a whole bunch of like, it's all that same vibe where they're like, I like this thing that's actually disgusting, and I'm not going to explain to you why. This is the
Mm-hmm.
vibe that I feel with IPAs. So you've picked 3 to convince me
Yeah.
otherwise. So which one are we
Yeah.
starting with?
That's what from my perspective, we have 2 different ways that we could do this, and I'll let Jeff decide. Is we could do it in order of increasing ABVs, or we could do it in order of increasing IBUs. And so for the listeners, ABV is alcohol by volume. So yeah, maybe just like some real quick education on what an IPA is. An IPA stands for India Pale Ale. It was a type of beer that was brewed specifically for making the long journey from like British colonies out to India. And so it is more heavily hopped, and it's higher in alcohol, basically to be preserved longer, to stay fresh longer. And so IBUs, it stands for International Bitter Unit. So it just measures the bitterness of the beer. And then
It
yeah,
also
the
stands for
ABV.
ibuprofen, which is what I think of when I see IBU. I'm like,
And you're like, that's what I'm
ugh.
going to need after this
I'm
episode.
absolutely. Absolutely. There was a guy at the so we went, you guys gave me the names of these beers in advance, and I went to Total Wine to get them because I thought like that's my most likely to get a single can one at a time rather than going to the liquor store. And there was a guy there who took the podcast name. So Benji, if you are watching right now, I need you to write the word "Hi, I'm Benji" in the. It's not that great of it's not a code or anything, but in the chat there. Favorite part is that it kept recording the whole time. Whatever you just said about me, I'm going to find out about it.
It's like the movie Contact. Spoiler alert. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I have seen Contact, and I don't remember how that's related. It's been a long time, though. I'll have to rewatch it. Okay, anyway, we were talking about IBUs, and then my internet went out, and this is a hobby podcast, so nobody cares, yada yada. There was a guy named Benji at the Total Wine who was telling me about the IBUs, and I was like, I'm gonna try to say this and sound smart. And then Cecilia went on and said it on the internet in
Yeah,
advance, and I
sorry.
was like, dang it, I don't sound smart at all.
But it's another helpful tool to determine what types of IPAs you like,
Okay.
right? Because it's like, okay, I like the more balanced IPAs, the ones that are lower in bitterness versus that like brew free or die. I don't know what the IBUs is, but I'm sure it's probably up near like 80, 90. Just super, super bitter.
When you name it or die, that feels like you
Does
sort
that
of
define the IPA experience for you?
what is happening? Like, okay, sir, that's a little aggressive. Okay, well, I looked them up for their IBU scale. So I think our
Mhm.
highest IBU boy in here is the Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA. So in my mind, I would start most bitter, which is least likely to like it, and then go our way down
Yeah,
if that's okay with you guys.
That
that
sounds
sounds
fine.
good.
Okay, let's find
Yeah,
our
should we do some like ASMR? Like
Dogfish.
pouring it. It's the microphone is not picking it up at all.
Okay. So it's this guy right here. Whoops, hang on.
Yeah, and mine. So and I'll let Jeff talk about it a little bit. But the 60-minute IPA actually has a very interesting backstory, and it is the first of its type of beer. So it's also kind of in beer circles. It's like very well respected.
All right, Jeff, do you want to talk
Yeah.
about it first?
Yeah. Cecilia and I were doing some preliminary
The amount
talking
of prep
on
work.
Twitter. And she's from Delaware, so I didn't want to steal her thunder, but I forgot she was from Delaware. And I was like, yeah, 60-minute IPA is a great one because it was groundbreaking in the history behind how they made it. And she's nodding her head in the background, like, yes, I know. I lived in Delaware. But so I went on a tour of the Dogfish Head Brewery, and they explained how their 60-minute IPA and their 90-minute IPA, like they were pioneers in this style of IPA. Usually when you are brewing beer and you're adding hops, you add hops somewhere at the beginning or somewhere in the middle or somewhere at the end to get a particular effect out of the hops, whether it's bittering or flavor or aroma. And the guys at Dogfish, I think like they knew professional chefs, and the chef told them, if you add pepper to a soup at the beginning, it's different from adding pepper to the soup in the middle or cracking it fresh at the end.
That's for sure real. You don't put salt on eggs until they're done.
And hops, you can think of them as the spices of beer. And if you add hops at the beginning of the brewing process, at the beginning of the boiling process, it's different than if you add hops at the middle or at the end. And so they came up with the idea of what if we just constantly added hops slowly, little bit at a time, for 60 straight minutes of boiling.
Have
And
you
the
ever
way
seen
they
that
did
guy
this,
that makes pasta out of continuously more eggs? It seems like
No.
that. Continue. Go ahead.
So the way they did it at first, it's a much more professional process now, but the way they did it first is they got one of those like shaken football games where like the board shakes and the figures
Yes!
move. They tilted it and they put kind of like a, at the bottom of a pinball
Yeah.
board.
Like a
There's this.
funnel.
So yeah, they tilted it. They had a bucket of hops with that. They
It
were
had holes
basically
in the bottom.
Yeah, and they were the bucket shook and they fell down this board, and so they were hopping it like they got it down to they were adding one hop every minute for 60 minutes, or one dose of hops every minute for 60 minutes. And they made the first continuously hopped IPA. So that's what 60-minute IPA is. So you get the bitterness, you get the flavor profile, and you get the aroma of the hops because of their ingenious technique.
Yeah. So 60-minute is definitely the most popular. They also have a 30-minute version that's like kind of like a session IPA, a lower
That guy had a dentist
ABV.
appointment, so he couldn't watch it the whole time.
That's it.
That makes sense.
And then they have a 90-minute version, and then they also have a 120-minute version, which is wild. It can get up to 20% ABV. So Yeah, so this is definitely the closest to what I would say like a traditional IPA of the ones that we're gonna try.
Okay, so this is
And
a 6% alcohol by volume. Forget what
mhm.
ChatGPT told me the IBU was. It was 60. 60. Okay. Cecilia told me I
and so
had to put it in a glass.
yeah, you have to pour it into a glass because part of the IPA experience is the aroma. And so when you're just drinking it out of a can, you're just putting it straight in your mouth. You're not getting that smell of like the fruity, yes, a little bit piney of the hops.
So I can start yelling at people that they're Neanderthals if I see them drink an IPA out of a can.
Well, they probably just like it, or or they just like the ABV and they're
or
just having a
or
good
it's just
time.
a band I've never heard of, which is what I think it really is. All right,
There you go. You
ASMR
just don't
version.
get it. Yeah, you might get a little bit of foam.
Because I
All
think
right,
that
you got it.
the glass thing was funny. I was like, "Does it have to be a specific kind of glass?" And Cecilia said no, so I got anything but a beer glass.
I love it. If you're just listening, it's not quite a champagne flute. Is it a
It
Yeah,
it
I
is
was
a
going to say
champagne
it's
flute.
it
almost a
is a champagne
champagne.
flute? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
well, it was sold to me as such from a
Katie,
secondhand store.
what I have here actually is an IPA glass. And so you do have a little bit of the shape in yours, which
So
allows the
precious.
aroma again just to come up.
Yeah. Jeff, did you get
So
this one or was this the one you couldn't find?
No, I did get that one. I'm only drinking one tonight. I have hazy little thing, which I
Got it.
presume is going to be the second. Actually, uh,
Hazy is
no,
third.
no, we're gonna
no,
do
yeah,
Tropicana
yeah,
next.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I once took a wine tasting
You have
class.
a lot of foam
I know. I'm
on
waiting for
yours,
it to go
so
down a little.
yeah.
I once took a wine tasting class and they were like, smell it first. Tell us what you smell. And I was 16 when I did it because my stepmom snuck me in. And I was like, it smells like alcohol. I'm like, okay, but what else? And I was like, alcohol. Now I'm older. I'm better at it. But
Well,
th-
well, what are you getting? You're
this is sort of appley, lemony, citrusy,
mhm,
that kind of.
mhm.
It doesn't smell
Yeah.
like pine, really, which
Yeah,
you've described it
this
as
one will
pinier.
have well, of the 3 that we're tasting, because 'cause we're not tasting any, truly West Coast. Did you go for it? Did I
Not
miss
yet.
it?
No, I haven't drank it yet. I'm
Okay.
nervous. I'm going to throw up right here on this camera. All right, here we go.
You ready? Alright. So, Katie did not like that.
It wasn't so bad until I tried to swallow it, and then somewhere in the back of my tongue, it was like, "No, this is poison. People die from this."
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it again though because I'm a big girl and like
So
it's
so
fine.
what you get with this one is that it's what's considered balanced because the sweetness of the malt is there to complement the bitterness.
Okay, so I'm okay. I got it. So was gonna say listening for, but tasting for malt. Now, when you say malt, do you mean like a malt shop, like ice cream, like that flavor malt,
No, no.
like a
So
Whopper?
no. So basically there's 4 main ingredients
Uh-huh.
that go into beer, which is like barley or grain, hops, yeast, and water. So the very first step is to turn the grain into malted grain, into they call it wort. But basically that's what ends up being the sugars that the yeast eats in
Eats.
order to produce
Yeah.
the feeds on, I guess might be more proper term. So,
I'm good at bread. So when I would describe bread to people, I would tell people yeast
Yeasty.
yeast eats sugar and then it pees alcohol and farts lebanon.
there you go.
That's how you make bread and beer. Go team.
They
I
are
don't
very
like this.
similar.
It's not good.
Okay.
What are you cleansing your palate with? By the way, is it just water?
Just water. Um, it should be something way cooler. I was gonna get something that was like that actually did taste good and bring it and be like, now let's try this other thing that's actually delicious, but it was gonna end up just being chocolate milk. So
At the end of this, if you want another way to attempt to appreciate hops, you can try hop water.
Hmm.
oh, I've
Both
seen that.
Cecilia and I have experience with hop water, but we can talk about that after you've had.
Do you guys know about the growing of hops? Because I'm a garden person. I like plants. Can you sell it to me on the garden aspect?
There's a
I don't know that much
brewery.
about the garden.
There's a brewery in the town that I used to live in, like right next to where I am in New Jersey. They grow some of their hops on a trellis outside of the brewery on the property. Um, I don't think I've ever actually like walked through their hop garden, and like taken in the aroma.
How
But
big is a hop? Is a hop a thing? Is one hop
I
a
mean,
thing?
it's like an acorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like it kind of looks like oregano, but it's not. And
It does.
okay.
Yeah. Or
Or
another
weed.
illicit substance.
Yeah.
There you go.
Something.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's basically what it looks like. And then they normally kind of mash it up, so that you get more surface area out of it. And
Okay.
yeah.
My husband used to brew beer in our kitchen, and when he would do it, it smelled like he'd murdered a loaf of bread and left it for several days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on the type, Shock Top used to make a beer that they actually called it a German pretzel beer, and it very much tasted like drinking a pretzel. It was bad. It was
Okay.
bad. Like, I don't want to drink a pretzel. Pretzels are fine.
Have you ever had the Ben
They're
and
fine
Jerry's
as
though
they
that
are.
has the pretzel goo in it? It's Netflix and chilled. It's very
I
good.
haven't.
It has like a streak
All
of
right.
pretzel goo in it. It doesn't sound good, but it is. Okay. We're going to move to what I think is Jeff's pick. You said that the TropiCannon is your favorite, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Tell me, how did you meet TropiCannon? What do you have in common?
So back when I was getting into IPAs, I liked getting variety packs of IPAs. Nowadays, I go to the store and I see like variety pack and it's all IPAs, and it kind of annoys me. Like, I really would like a variety of different types of beer, not different types of IPA. But Heavy Seas had a 12 pack of 4 of their IPAs. And TropiCannon was the one I liked the most. I like the tropical flavors in it. I think it balances out the bitterness of the IPA. I also have just a very wide palate for beer. I like fruity beers. I like Rausch beer, German smoked beer that tastes like you're drinking kibasi.
Gross.
Hey, no,
Smoked
it's great.
anything is gross. Men are so into smoked
Follow-up
things.
episode.
Ugh. Like, that'll be one of those things that somebody has to convince me to like smoked anything. John will do that one, my friend John Blevins. Go ahead.
But yeah, TropiCannon was it was the best of the 4 in that variety pack. And it's the one that I go back to the most from Heavy Seas Brewing.
Okay, I got to read you this thing on the back of it. It says, fearless, bold, independent. TropiCannon, the unbound wanderer with a sense of adventure, a refreshingly fruity citrus twist on an American IPA. Its bold citrus flavor will set you adrift in a tropical paradise. That is a hard sell, okay? Like, you have a lot to live up to, beer.
It smells like orange juice. I've had this one
Does it?
before, but it's been a long time.
All right, I'm going to open it. This is not the one you're drinking, though, Jeff? You have a different one.
I'm drinking
the other
Hazy Little Thing.
Okay. That has a cleaner
Nice.
open than the last
it
one.
was cleaner.
All right. And again, anything but a beer glass.
Nice. We have, is it a margarita glass?
This is a coupe glass.
A coupe. There
I mean,
we go.
this is the beer that looks the most like it could have been a cocktail. So I think you've made a
It
good
is very
selection there.
orangey. Look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
I went through. Oh,
And-
that smells nice.
It does smell nice.
Jeff.
We have a convert on our hands.
No, I haven't drank it yet. Hang on. This is a strong orange smell though.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of sweet smelling.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't want you to be
Mhm.
right. I don't want to like this. I have a
Oh
plan.
no,
to
the
hate them
Wi-Fi
all.
went out again.
Oh no, I gotta go. What's that, honey? Okay. Oh my gosh, but it really does smell very, very good. Like, this is the kind of thing that would trick me into ordering it. Oh no,
You're gonna like it.
I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna like it.
It's really good.
It's delightful. How annoying. How
This-
annoying.
I'm honestly surprised that this one's at 45 IBU. It's so smooth.
It's a little bitter on the end. Like, after I swallowed it, I was like, oh, hey, okay, wait a minute. But in sort of that, what's that drink everybody's drinking this summer, the orange one?
Aperol Spritz?
Like an Aperol
Yeah.
Spritz. Not like a Negroni, but like an Aperol Spritz.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, like, is your drinking profile, do you like bitter things? Because I'm way into Amari, like Aperol, Campari, and that whole range of bitter liqueurs.
Yeah. I did okay with the Aperol Spritz when we were in Italy, but I've had Negronis, and that falls into the category of like, there's no shot you actually like this. This is disgusting. So gross. And I believe the only reason anybody likes it is because there was that movie with Tom Holland in it, and he made the whole Negroni thing. And then there was that Instagram sound where he's like, Negroni, Spagliato.
The Spagliato.
There. And then he says, with Prosecco, I was like, first of all, that's what Spagliato means, you jerk. You're just saying the same thing twice. And second of all, bleh. Okay, but this is actually good.
Yeah, this is a really nice beer.
I got way into craft cocktails during COVID. So, like, I found some great YouTube channels, Educated Barfly and Steve the Bartender.
Yeah.
And that was what, like, I liked gin. That was what got me into really inventive gin cocktails. I love the Negroni. I love riffs on it. And that's also what got me into Amari liqueurs.
Yeah.
So.
See, I love gin, and I like anything that tastes like eating a garden, but not necessarily the bitter. Yeah.
You like gin, which has that strong juniper kick to it.
Yeah, that's really surprising to me.
Because it's not the pine that bothers me; it's the bitter that bothers me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't like the Pioneer IPAs, but this is
She took a second sip.
This is
or maybe even a third.
Yeah, I would drink this. I'm not going to drink the whole thing tonight because Jeff's on my husband's team in that sense, but I'm not doing it, Jeff. It's not happening. The husband's outside like, what? This is pretty good. I'll finish this one off though, so I don't have a random glass laying around. Cecilia, I'm sorry, I just really like it.
You're
Cecilia,
good.
have you had this one before?
Yeah, it's been a while. I definitely got it in their variety pack. In the variety pack, I can't remember the two of them, but it definitely comes with a pineapple one that's also, it's the same base IPA, but they fruit it differently.
Okay.
And that one's also very good. So
do you know how they go about, when you say fruit it, how does one fruit an IPA? Is it just lots and lots of Bette Midler, or like?
So it's a similar thing that
are we allowed to make that joke? I'm sorry.
Before they introduce the yeast, that they add the fruit in, and it's the same thing that the sugar from the fruit provides more food for the yeast.
Okay.
So that's when they do it. Yeah, they can. Citrus is really common to introduce to IPAs because it matches really well with the hops. There are hops that kind of like coffee that have, like fruitier aroma or fruitier notes. I think Jeff mentioned that earlier. So yeah, you can definitely get some fruit in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna reject this as an IPA because it has fruit in it. I'm gonna say it doesn't count.
It's a fruited IPA.
It's a fruited. So maybe I could say regular IPAs are poison, but fruited IPAs can be okay. Maybe I can get away with that one.
Anything to save face.
Being right is so important to me.
There we go.
I'm just teasing. I always tell people, do you watch a lot of Bluey? Jeff, do you have kids?
I have one kid. We have watched Bluey.
Okay. There's an episode of Bluey where Bluey is arguing with Bingo about whether or not grannies can floss. And she means the dance, and Bingo thinks it's the teeth. Anyway, yada yada. Mom says, "Do you want to be right, or do you want to play with Bingo?" And that's always like one of my favorite lines to give to people. Do you want to be married, or do you want to be right? Like, you gotta pick one.
There
all
you
right.
go.
Ugh, so gross.
You liked it.
But once you stop drinking it, then as long as you continue drinking it, then the fruit taste stays in. But when you stop drinking it, then the bitter comes back. And then you have to have water.
Just more IPA. You just never stop.
Never stop
and
drinking.
And that's how people end up liking IPAs, is because they just can't
I was going to say in meetings, but yeah, that too. Alcoholism is not funny.
It is not.
Children,
drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Exactly.
They have support groups for alcoholics. They don't have support groups for people who like IPAs.
So what I'm hearing
they don't need
is
the support.
They don't need the support. That's because they're all sitting around telling each other how wonderful they are. It's ridiculous.
We're listening to a band you never
mixed
heard
packs and sticking them into the. Okay, we have one more IPA left.
We do.
This is allegedly the least bitter of the IPAs. Whose choice was this one?
We both agreed on this one. It's a very classic of the style New England or hazy IPA.
So all of the Sierra Nevada beers that I saw were like something little thing or something little, like it was a lot of little thing.
That would have been Lagunitas.
Yeah, word choices that were with it. And it made me feel uncomfortable. Like this is a sort of a pervy IPA. I don't know, something about it feels weird. I don't like it.
It's just a beer.
Hazy little thing. Like, all right. Any notes on this one before we open it?
I think we just go for it.
Okay.
Jeff's already drinking this one. It's more yellow in color. But you're drinking it out of a ghost coffee mug, so it doesn't
Anything but a beer glass. Yeah, that's
but
correct.
you can't even see the color. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful color. If someone like posted a picture of this glass on social media and I saw it, I would be like, I want that right now.
I would think that
Like
person needs
that.
to drink more water, and also that's not the right kind of cup. I'll switch so that you can see it. But now it's slightly mixed with the other one for the record.
It's okay.
Whatever was stuck in the bottom. Okay. So here's to proper hydration.
Beautiful.
Well, this one smells like something. Hang on. Is it grapefruity? Is it kind of grapefruity?
It could be. It could be. That could be from some of the hops that are in there.
Grapefruit hops? Is that a thing?
Grapefruit
Some of them
is
have
one of the
citrusy
flavors.
notes.
Yeah.
I don't trust Jeff. He's looking away.
There was the same brewery in the town next to me that grows their hops on trellises outside. They also have an IPA called Citrus Maximus, which uses it's fruited. It doesn't use grapefruit. It uses pomelo, which is like a larger grapefruit.
Yeah.
And the scientific name of the pomelo is Citrus Maximus. But the beer can is River Horse Brewery, and their mascot is a hippopotamus, a river horse. Hippopotamus,
Okay.
river horse.
Sure.
But
yeah.
And so on the Citrus Maximus can, it's a hippopotamus wearing like gladiatorial gear. Like Citrus Maximus
Amazing.
sounds like, a very
It really
Roman
does.
gladiator.
That's very good. I went to the Coliseum a couple weeks ago. That was fun.
Awesome.
I told a funny joke while I was there because my daughter told it to me and told me I had to. Did you see it? Can I tell it to you?
No, what is it?
Oh, okay. Well, now that you know it's a joke, but
You're just delaying drinking the beer.
I really am. So like the slaves or the fighters, the people in the Colosseum would stay below the floor, right? And they told us this story about this man who was down there with his wife, but they were separated, so like they could see each other in their little cages down there. But he watched his wife go up, and he heard that like they brought out the lions, and like this lion just devoured his wife. But they said that he wasn't even sad; he was gladiator.
Yikes.
My friend Jeffrey told that joke on his podcast, and it was really funny. Anyway, not you, Jeff. Other Jeff. Sorry. Okay, we're going to drink the beer now. We're going to drink the beer.
Yeah.
L'chaim.
Easy little thing.
This one's not bad either.
Wow. I didn't want to say anything. I was afraid it might be a bit of a letdown from the fruity flavors that she liked in the second one.
Yeah.
It's less
I think I would
bitter.
have switched them if I could have.
It's less bitter, though. And so I would like it to taste like the last one, but finish like this one. Because this one doesn't have that, like, after I sit for a few minutes, I'm like,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there one? Okay, so apparently the level of IBU I'm willing to handle is 35, which is not very high at all.
But there are fruity, hazy, or New England IPAs. It's very common for them, kind of like TropiCannon, but to have like an orange flavor, or even really citrus is the common flavor to go along with them.
Yeah.
But hazy IPAs are also sometimes referred to as juicy IPAs.
I don't like the word.
Yeah, you didn't like
juicy.
that.
The word
juicy little thing. No,
no, no, absolutely not. That whoever names a beer juicy little thing needs to be in jail. Okay, that's a monster.
Sierra Nevada does have a sunny little thing, which is a 10 IBU IPA. And there's also Founders All Day IPA, which I think is probably a session IPA.
I don't know what that is.
Session beers are beers that are lower in ABV. The idea was basically you could drink it on your lunch break. Like you could drink it in between sessions of work.
Somebody's employers are cooler than mine have ever been.
Well, I mean, the style was invented, 100 years ago when your drinking at lunch was what you did. But you might like Founders All Day IPA.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
So
looking for
35
a
or lower
low,
is my preferred IBU. Are they labeled on the thing? I had to look it up, so I would have to Google it every time, huh?
They sometimes are. The app Untapped always has all of the information that you need. So that's just like a really good resource.
Untapped without an E.
Yep. And
Without
if
an
you
E?
go to
Oh, okay, at the ED.
Yeah.
Got it. I was like,
Yeah.
there's no E in Tapped. Yes, there is.
If you go like on site to a tap room or a brewery, a lot of them will have the IBUs listed as well. So, you know exactly what you're getting.
Okay, so this is
yeah.
slightly more alcohol though than the one that's very gross. I was thinking it
Yes,
would
it
have
is a
less
little bit
alcohol,
more.
but just it's a 6.7. The other one's a 6. All
Mhm.
right. So I would like to formally apologize to IPAs. You can be good as long as your IBU is under 30. Well, I'll say 45 because that other one was fine. So as long as your IBU is under 45, you can be acceptable. But I would prefer that you got it together and stayed in the 35 range.
You heard it here first.
There it is.
Not that anyone cares because, again, hobby podcast that I'm just doing for funsies.
I don't know. My phone blew up when you posted. Like, I got like 20 Twitter alerts because of it. So
Yeah.
Why? Are you like the king of IPAs somewhere in the world?
you tagged me, and then it decided
right.
to inform me whenever
Oh.
anybody interacted with it. So.
No, you know what that was? It was because a guy named Mike, I don't even remember his last name, Mike the Hitman or whatever. He's from a podcast, a fantasy football podcast. The other guy on that podcast, Andy Holloway, was my first boyfriend in high school. And he's been on one of my other podcasts as well. So then Mike follows me on Twitter. So Mike, who has 20 bajillion followers, responded to it. And I was like, why is this the most popular tweet in the whole world? This is weird.
Because IPAs are good and you were wrong. And it's okay to admit that.
No, I'm not wrong. I'm right. Apologizing is for people who are wrong, which is why you should do it to me. Because you're wrong and you dance badly.
We're so sorry that we made you drink Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA.
That was really bad. It was really bad. Okay, but tell me, do you really like if I had all 3 of these on a table to offer to you, which one would you pick up?
I would take TropiCannon
What's the
because
situation?
it's my favorite.
What do you mean, what's the situation? It's not the end of the world and you're not trying to kill anybody. It's just a standard issue party. What do you mean?
Well, it's like, the thing is that like,
are you trying to forget your sorrows? Do you want to
like
self-harm?
the nuances in beer? Like, I would not at a meal have Hazy Little Thing or TropiCannon. If I was at a meal, I would have 60-minute IPA.
Why? Wait, okay. I know wine. Like, I know how you do wine with meal.
Yeah,
what do you eat?
Very similar idea.
What goes with the taste of awful?
See, and I don't like wines, so to me, it's the same thing.
Your last name is Cicone. You have to like wine. It's required by law.
I just don't. I will do an Aperol spritz though, because so the thing about like a more traditional IPA is that the flavor, and I think it might be what you don't like about it. The flavor is just hops. The flavor is just, it's like a blank palate basically, and so whatever you eat along with it, the flavor is then amplified. Whereas if I were to go for TropiCannon, which was a fruited one, or even Hazy Little Thing, which you noted tastes a little bit fruity, even though there's not fruit in it.
Yeah.
That's more something that I would drink on its own to appreciate that full flavor by itself, because it's not a blank canvas that I can like layer the flavors of food on.
That is a wild thing to say. A blank canvas. It tastes so strongly like something. Like water is a blank canvas. That tastes like the only way I can make that sentence make sense is the part where you're like, it makes everything else taste better by comparison. And like I can get behind that. That sounds right.
Not by comparison.
Gefilte fish is like,
flavor.
yes, try it. Try the IPA and then try me. I'm great. Ugh.
No, I mean like with a burger, some cheese curds, football food.
This is What you've just said makes no sense. Well, thank you guys so much for being on the podcast and being so chalant about beer. I didn't even ask the traditional questions. I feel like I should have a lightning round question for you because I like the lightning round. It's my favorite part. Okay, I'm just going to make some up on the fly. Are you ready? What non-IPA beer is your favorite? Go.
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. Okay.
Wow.
It's a lightning round, Jeff.
Yeah. Man, like the things that come to mind are they end up being IPAs. So I guess
Because
I
they're
am
the
also going to say Blue Moon is really good.
Okay.
Like
Blue Moon. Is Blue Moon IPA adjacent? I think of it as having an orange in it.
no,
Okay.
yeah, it's a Belgian wheat,
the
right?
wheat beer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite dessert?
It's got to have peanut butter in it. Probably like a peanut butter cheesecake. How about that?
Oh, nice. That's a good answer.
Yeah,
Cecilia.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, just way too stereotypical and say a cannoli.
Tiramisu is the right answer. What do you mean? What is
Sorry,
happening?
I didn't grow up with tiramisu.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
So
And last question. Let's see. Oh, what is one thing that you think that you like that's like not IPAs, like another thing that you like in your life that is sort of weird, like your other band no one's ever heard of? What is it?
Probably Amari, the bitter liqueurs.
Okay.
If that's too IPA
It's too adjacent. Yeah.
I can't say Tolkien because Tolkien is really popular.
Do you know how many people have DM'd me and asked if they could talk about Tolkien on this podcast? It would be 65 people. I was like, you need to narrow it down. I want to talk about Tom Bombadil only.
Castle Legos.
Ooh,
Castle Legos.
like Legos in the shape of a castle?
No, the castle sets.
Yeah. Yeah,
Legos in the
Legos
shape of a castle. Yes,
that build
okay,
into
yeah.
a castle. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. That's good.
there you go.
Celia?
For me, it would probably be I'm very, very passionate about child labor laws with child actors and kid influencers. I know way too much.
That is very niche. We're going to have you on
It
the
is
Zach
very
Mabry.
niche.
All right. Well, thank you guys
There we go. Yeah.
so much for being here and for putting up with my hate. I will give you that they're not all bad. All right.
All right,
Well, I
go
don't know
again.
what we're gonna do next week, guys. So if you like this, if this is weird, like because this is like a thing that I don't like, but they do like, was this fun? Did you not like it? I don't know. Tell me. Put it in the comments or DM me on Twitter or whatever you want to do, or say nothing at all, and I will continue to do whatever I want because again, this is a hobby podcast and I can do anything that I want. All right. It was lovely to see you.